Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk. Back into the video today. Today we're going to be going over the clinching playoff stuff that happened in the NBA today from today's games. A lot of, stuff in the West and East are being locked up. Seeds, divisions, play-in stuff. Just a lot of stuff going on with the end of the season going on, and let's get into it. So, yeah. So we're going to start with the Eastern Conference, then we're going to go to the Western Conference. Milwaukee clinches the number 1 seed in NBA's best overall record with a 105-92 win over the Chicago Bulls today. That has to feel good for the Bucks to lock up that number 1. Even though they knew there was a really good chance they were going to get it, still has to feel good for Milwaukee. Boston had that number 1 for a while. Then a couple months ago, or maybe a month ago, Milwaukee snuck up and got it. And they've done a great job and are clearly if not the best team in the NBA, one of the best teams in the NBA, alongside the Celtics and the Sixers and the Nuggets, and obviously you got to throw in the Grizzlies and the Kings too. Those are the top seeds. And you got some lower seeds that are good, like Phoenix and Cleveland, and even if you want to throw in the Lakers, but those are I think right now the best 2 teams that have a chance to win an NBA championship are the Milwaukee Bucks. And in my opinion, the Boston Celtics. The Western Conference, there's so much talent. I really don't know who's going to come out of it. My bet right now is Phoenix, but yeah, I think I don't think we've seen enough of those guys in Phoenix together to call them a finals lock. I mean, we've seen Giannis and Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday with each other like 3 years now, if not a little bit longer, 4 or 3, however long it's been. And I still don't know if I could call them a finals lock just because of some of the other talent like Boston, Cleveland, and Philly. So I think this is going to be the hardest year in competition in the playoffs in a while. I think the games are going to be good in the playoffs, so it's going to be really exciting. Speaking of Boston, they clinched the number 2 seed with their win over Toronto and Milwaukee's win over Chicago. So they were going to clinch the – so it was weird. So they needed to win to clinch the 2 seed, because if they would clinch the 2 seed, then, there wouldn't be any chance for Philly to get that 2 seed. But if Milwaukee won, then there was no chance for them to get the 1 seed. So with Milwaukee's win and their win, meaning they're fully stuck at 2. So they've clinched that 2 seed. They're locked up. The winner of the 7-8 game in the play-in game, which is looking like it's going to be the Heat and the Hawks. So either the Heat or the Hawks will be playing the Boston Celtics in the first round, or possibly, I know it's an option, the Nets could fall down to 7. I don't think it happens, though. I really don't think that's a realistic option. I think Miami's going to win that play-in game, play the Celtics in the first round, though. So Boston's going to play the winner of the 7-8 game and in the Eastern play-in. Now, Boston clinches the 2 seed. Milwaukee clinches the 1 seed. I think you can guess what's going to happen next. Philly's going to clinch the 3 seed with Boston's win over Toronto. So, there you go. Then Atlanta is locked into the play-in tournament with Brooklyn's 123-108 win over Detroit. So, you got the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Raptors all locked in the play-in. The only team that's in the play-in right now that's not locked in the play-in is the Miami Heat. They have a shot to get the 6th seed. It's really hard, but it's definitely a possibility. So that's it for the Eastern Conference. Then the only thing that happened in the West today was Denver clinching the number 1 seed with New Orleans win in overtime, 131 over the Memphis Grizzlies. So the Nuggets have officially clinched that number 1 seed. They'll play the winner of they'll play the winner of the loser of the 7-8 game and the winner of the 9-10 game, which I think right now you got the 9-10, you got Thunder Wolves, and then you have Lakers Pelicans. I think Lakers beat the Pelicans, and then I think the Timberwolves beat the Timberwolves beat the Thunder, and then at that point, Timberwolves play the Pelicans. If the Pelicans don't have Zion back, if the Pelicans did have Zion back, I still think the Timberwolves have the edge. I got the Timberwolves. So Timberwolves against the Nuggets in the first round, that could be a hard matchup just due to size for the Nuggets. I mean, they have Aaron Gordon to match up. I'm assuming matchup-wise in that series, if you got a first-round series between Denver and Minnesota, I'm assuming Jokic would be on Cat. But then Aaron Gordon's on Rudy. Actually, I don't know. I think it could be the other way around because Jokic could match up better against Rudy. So Jokic would be on Rudy, and then Aaron Gordon, who's a little bit smaller than Cat, has to be on Cat. Cat's 6'11". I think Gordon's around 6'9" or 6'10" or something. Or Cat's 7 foot. I have no idea. So you have to guard someone who's like 2 or 3 inches taller than you. He's a good shooter and everything. So I personally, and then you have a good point guard in Mike Conley. You have a amazing scorer in Anthony Edwards. I think that could be if the Timberwolves match up in that, if the Timberwolves do win that 9-10 game, match up against the Pelicans, I think there's a really good chance the Timberwolves could make a really possible big upset in the first round against the Denver Nuggets. I'm just throwing that out there. I think that matchups well with Gobert and Cat versus Jokic and Gordon. I think with the scoring guards, with Conley on passing and shooting, Conley's passing and shooting, and Edwards scoring, I honestly think the Timberwolves would have and they're good defense too. I think the Timberwolves would have a really deep, because they also have Naz Reid, who's 6'11", 7 foot. So they have a really big size advantage. So I think the Timberwolves could be, if they get to that 8 seed, if they beat the Thunder and they beat the Pelicans, I think the Timberwolves could have a really good shot to possibly make it to the second round if they play the Nuggets in the first round. That's a potential upset right there. You guys have more thoughts on the clinching in the Western and Eastern Conference for today? That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.